If the physical body decays and dies, and yet it is all we have known, or if our consciousness is an occurrence of just the physical brain, then how can we survive death? Do we survive? If survival is simply wishful thinking, then how do we explain phantom ghostly phenomena, signs from deceased loved ones such as their scent suddenly surrounding us, or feeling the very essence of their presence, or other messages that may make their way to us that can only be explained by the survival of their personalities? The greatest and most profound fear for most people is that time when their physical life will end. I'm not exactly sure how most perceive that. Does everything go black? And if so, well, then you would still have some awareness, otherwise you wouldn't be aware of the darkness. Do they perceive themselves as simply floating around, alone, without any sort of interaction? Again, that would require some level of awareness to engender the sadness or terror of being so alone. Or perhaps it is just like going to sleep, just without dreams. Yet we don't fret about disconnecting from the physical environment while we are in the sleep state. Since most of us in the Western world give so much authority to analytical science, though they may currently believe consciousness rises from the brain, but also openly and somewhat reluctantly admit they aren't completely sure of that, let us not forget their adherence to that other notion which completely nullifies such limiting ideas of consciousness. That other axiom, which seems to have a more credible track record in terms of experimentation, that energy never dies. It just simply transforms. Well, you are energy, but not you in terms of the physical body, no, but you in terms of your non-physical awareness. The same energy and awareness you use when you disconnect from the body while daydreaming, or at night when you're thinking about the next day's routines while supposedly keeping your partner awake while snoring, which you swear you physically weren't doing. Or consider this: when you completely ignore the outside world while driving, leaving all the steering to some other portion of your consciousness while your true thoughts are not even present within the fabric of time and space. I mention these things because they demonstrate you step out of your physical reality all the time. Can you see that you already disconnect from the physical body and environment randomly throughout the day? It is only when you direct your focus back into physical reality do you even notice or care that you have a body. Most people really take the body for granted, but then place all this fear on losing it without realizing your own non-physical mind, non-physical awareness shifts between physical reality and non-physical thoughts and their reality constantly throughout your day. Of course, we survive physical death because at our foundation, we are non-physical thought intelligence. That is all we are. It's all we ever have been. Non-physical, invisible, made visible. This is you. Your intelligence doesn't come out of the physical brain body, but rather it is quite the opposite. The physical body and the brain is an adjunct, an outgrowth of that other, non-materialized intelligence of your spirit. I mean, really, where does intelligence physically reside anywhere in nature? Where can one dig down into the substance and say, ah, there it is. There's that knowledge right there. I'm pointing right at its physical structure. No one can, because it doesn't physically, materially exist anywhere. However, non-physically, it is everywhere, precisely because it is non-physical. Intelligence is not a material cog or wheel, though it can be expressed and demonstrated through a physicalized cog and wheel function. But the non-material thought comes first. It is the base, the foundation. For you, even before the physicalized fertilization of the egg that led to this material life you are experiencing. Now, who thought of doing that? Well, you and your thoughts have always been in existence in some form. Now, several centuries ago, humanity coined the term spirit because I don't think we really knew exactly what we were dealing with. But all we're really dealing with is ourselves as the non-physicalized thought intelligence that we are. That is what spirit really is. It is simply us in that unrealized physical sense, unrealized intelligence. Now, when our awareness unfocuses from the physical body for the last time, when a new daydream, shall we say, takes over, we will pass out of temporal time and space. What this means is that the afterlife really is the greater realm of thought. This is why time doesn't exist there. You can move from location to location within the proverbial blink of an eye, because you cannot attach time and space to thoughts. We certainly don't do it now while we're in our heads. It will be no different in that world of spirit. What this also means is, right now, thought, your thoughts, aren't limited by time and space, and therefore neither is a particular part of you. You exist partially in both realms simultaneously. It is just that your focus is more directed here. The only thing that is bound by time and space, the here and now moment, is the nerve structure of your body. Time and space is actually created by the body, by those very nerves, so that you can have a sensual, physical experience, which is somewhat different only by degrees of what you do have in your non-material mind. Again, you as a personality and intelligence, foundationally, you are not physical. Though you utilize a physical brain to experience your intelligence in a material fashion, you are not structural. Yet you engage structure to work with your thoughts in a unique, particular way, peculiar to your own personality. What you really are is invisible. You are an unlimited expression of moving experiences which take place either physically or non-physically, being observed by yourself through your awareness in whatever aperture or process that awareness focuses through. And just as you can change your physical brain, as acknowledged by neuroscientists, just as you can change your body through physical exercise, you can and will change your reality from physical awareness to purely mental, spiritual. And that is all death really is. It is an experience, one that is not so terribly far removed from those other non-physically focused moments you already engage in as awareness.